Sunday, the 26th. And so at that point, we want to reach out to the candidates and hopefully schedule some interviews and hopefully have good results and good candidates. As we sit right now, we do just have 3 applicants. So, what I wanted to come to you about is what we want to, who we want to have on the interview board.
Okay, I know that was discussed in one of our prior meetings. In speaking with you and others, I would like to keep this interview process board, if you will, to a minimum. The fewer people, and my number is like 5 or maybe 6, I certainly want to see that Marilyn is involved, Rita and Andrew, and probably Darren would be my choices there. Now, when it comes to the hiring process, does that come before the Board of Commissioners for approval?
I'm going to expect yes, since it's a co-department head for that particular department. Yes, and you know, for these professional positions, I think we typically see some salaries for higher up, so we'll have to come to the commission and request that if that's the case.
Okay. That having been said, with the commissioners being the final stop, I'm not opposed to, but I don't see a need for commissioners to serve on the interview process. I think that would come in the approval process where they can either approve or deny who's on that board. I would like to see a professional engineer or someone with equivalency probably be in on the interview process. But those are my feelings, my personal feelings. I'll yield to the other commissioners.
We haven't hired a department head since Road and Bridge, right? Is that our last one?
Senior Center.
Oh, yeah.
An assistant administrator where 2 commissioners had involvement on that selection.
Right.
So now we're picking and choosing on different departments.
What do you want, Mike?
I want to sit in on the interview board.
Are you going to ask questions?
Well, yes, I am.
Can
one specifically, yes.
And don't you have to ask the same question of everybody every time?
Correct. I have one question for the 3 applicants or dozen or whatever we end up with. So
I don't have a problem of a commissioner being on the board, but I think when you get into those type of positions, we need people who are subject matter experts, who are engineers, who understand the job, the aspects of it, can ask questions that would deal with his true knowledge. I certainly don't have that type of expertise, so I would not be a good candidate to be on there. But I do think you need a professional, someone in that field who can ask those questions to really gauge the amount of knowledge that, because you could bluff me pretty quick.
I think that there's can be a compromise. I don't know necessarily what it is, and we can talk about this. The Road and Bridge hiring process was an absolute disaster. Remember, we did it, it was a 3-2 vote, and then one vote switched 4 months later, and all of a sudden we fired him. I mean, that's my worst situation. I think we could have gotten sued for that.
I'm curious from my viewpoint, and why? Because Road and Bridge director and the engineer are going to have to work hand in hand. I'm not sure why he would be in on the selection process. I'm looking at it from the other side of the coin. That's just here to
probably build some relationship there, just understanding that, you know, they're going to be co-department heads, and, you know, I think...
Do we have that in our language, that they're co-department heads?
We have it in our job descriptions, that they will work with whatever position under the umbrella of the Road and Bridge Department.
in the organization chart also.
I will make the proposal and the compromise, not a compromise, it's just, like I said before, but in the Andrew and Rita represent the administration, you represent here, Darren can represent the administration, Mike White can represent the commission, and we will, you and Rita can select a professional, if
Professional
you,
engineer.
to be, also be in the process. And then we stop it at that point.
And we do have
That
some,
gives us 6, I think.
yeah, we do have some pretty good questions, and it would be nice to have, between Darren's expertise and a professional engineer
Okay,
to
that's
let us know if, like what you said, Jim, you know, they can tell us something, but.
I echo Jim's sentiments. I don't, what do I know about it?
The ones that I have sat in with you, you know, you've got a set questions that you have. And my understanding is we have to ask the same of everybody.
Yeah.
Which I would have not known until I did that with you. So that's why I think it's important that a human resource
No question about
manager,
that.
expert does that, just to make sure that we're covering ourselves. Mike being there asking the question, if he asks the same
But
question
he
of
hasn't
everybody.
already told them what questions that.
It could be, but I
But
wouldn't
as long
mind
as
him
he
asking.
asks, but as long as he asks all of them and it isn't one of those forbidden questions.
Yes,
That can get you in trouble.
Well, and really, you've educated me even on that. I didn't know what questions you could ask. And so I do think it's important that you lead this, whoever's there. I just don't want it to be a free-for-all that everybody's just
Right.
asking.
It is a slippery slope that we trod down when it comes to that, the personnel issues in the HR department. So, I mean, is that recommendation then, is everybody okay with that among the commissioners? I mean,
I'm fine with it.
Roger?
Yep.
Mike?
Yes, sir.
Monty? And I will make it unanimous. So
Okay.
you have your direction there then?
Yep, we'll reach out to a professional engineer and get a date on the
You gonna tell me
calendar.
your question?
Well, and I would, now let me tell you something. I know you are just kidding me.
me.
That's part of the reason that I don't really want 2 commissioners on there, because if either one of them talk to a third guy about just the slightest of thing, we are in violation of the serial. And it just cuts it out, really.
Are you happy with the,
That okay with you, Marilyn?
Yep.
Then,
Yep.
no, I'm saying of the 3, I mean, the potential. I know you can't say too much, but.
One is very strong, very strong.
And I'm still supportive of that position. I know some people think sometimes, oh, we don't need to do it, we can have outside people, but that's expensive.
Well, I don't think there's any question we could use outside people, but, you know, when you look at the salary, and we talked about just that one bridge project, that's a third of the salary. I mean, it doesn't take hardly anything to, I don't know, going back to one thing, I will say this. I don't know enough about it, but it seems awkward to me to have co-department heads. I mean, to me, there should be a leader, there should be a boss. And
It works pretty good because
I'm
I
not so
guess,
sure.
well, I think that the leader is the administration, you
Right.
know,
I would
because they
be
bring it in
definitely
every
there.
week.
Yeah, I agree.
And it seems to work. I know that there's been some questions, but,
Well, that's another conversation. Yeah, I've said my piece there, and we should go from there.